Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to all my lovely students. After completed chapter number 3 of Grammar Get, today we'll start chapter number 6, Modals. So students, first of all, be ready with your textbook Grammar Get and open page number 64. Here you have chapter 6, Modals. Before start this lesson, here I would like to explain what is modals. Modals, also called modal verbs, modal auxiliary verbs or modal auxiliaries, are special verbs which behave irregularly in English. They are different from normal verbs like walk, play, visit. They give additional information about the function of the main verb that follows it. They have a great variety of communicative functions. And do you know they have some characteristics? Like they never change their form, means you can't add as or ed or ing with this verb. They are always followed by an infinitive without to. That is the bare infinitive. I hope you know very well what is bare infinitive. You have already learned it in a 6th standard. And another characteristic is they are used to indicate modality, allow speakers to express certainty, possibility, willingness, obligation, necessity, and ability. This is the most important characteristics. According to these, you can understand that which modal verb you have to use. Now let's start our lesson. Look at your page number 64. Look at these pictures and fill in the blanks using appropriate modals. Now students, here I just read it and you have to observe the picture also. Teacher to the children. Dash, you see this picture? Now look at the next picture. Look at the cloudy sky. Do you think it dash rain today? Next picture. It is Kamal's birthday today. He dash cut the cake. And the last picture. Batman Returns is releasing today. Dash we go and watch it on Sunday is the name of movie. Now students, you have to find out the answer of these 4 pictures. Observe these 4 pictures and the sentence answer you have to find out. Not now. First, I explain everything. Then you have to write this answer yourself. First of all, you can write in comment box. So if it's right, then I give you answer that all answers are correct. Or if they are wrong, so definitely I write the correct answer so you can copy. So students, first listen my explanation very clearly so you can easily get the answers of these 4 questions. Now we'll move to the explanation of this lesson. Now look at here. Can, could, may, and might. We often use can to mean be able to or know how to. Now what's the use of can? We often use can to mean be able to or know how to. For example, she can operate the computer. My uncle can speak 5 languages. Now here, ability of she. In the next sentence is the ability of my uncle to speak 5 languages. Or my uncle know how to speak 5 languages. Or she knows how to operate the computer. So in the meaning of ability, to able to do something, to know how to do something, for that we have to use this can. Now look at here, could. Could is a past form of can. Could is used for ability in the past. Now look at what's the meaning of can. To able to means ability or know how to do this. Could is a past form of can. So definitely could, meaning of could is also same. But the ability which in the past. So here same meaning can and could. But here could is used for ability in the past. In the past, what are you able to do? Not in the present. For the present, you have to use can. I can't do that. But in the past, what's your ability? For that, you have to use could. Now look at here. For example, I could swim when I was 7. Means when I was 7 years old, that time I could swim. Now, your age may be 12, 13, 14. So here when you were 7 years old, that time you could swim. At 2 years, my sister could read the alphabet. So here in the past, this could used for past tense. In a past, what happened? What you're able to do? What's your ability to do? For that, you have to use could. So students, I hope you are very clear here that can we will use for ability or to know how to do something. Could also be used for the ability but in the past, not in the present. Now let's move to another. Look at everybody now on page number 65. Can and may are used for permission. May is rather formal. Now earlier in a page number 64, we have seen that can we can use for the ability and know how to. But here another use of can. You have to remember, don't be confused here. The can is only for use for ability or know how to use, how to do something. But here can and may both you can use for permission also. May is rather formal. May is more polite than can. Now look at the example. You can park your car there. You give permission to someone that you can't park your car there. Visitors may use the swimming pool between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Your permission that who came to visit, they may use the swimming pool also between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Can I use your pen? Here, permission. You ask someone to use their pen. May I come in? Yes, very formal. You know very well that in the classroom, while entering in the classroom, you are taking teacher's permission. That time almost we are using the word may, not can. Can I come? We most do not say. Here we always use may I come in? Hello, can I speak to Ramesh please? So here once again permission. So for the can, don't be confused. Can also used for be able to, for the ability or to know how to do something, for that also. And can we can use for the permission also. But first, if you are asking permission very formally, so that time you have to use this may. May is more formal than can. Now look at here. Could I is a more polite form than can, may I. Now look at here. Earlier what we have seen, that may is more polite, more formal than can. Now here we have seen that could is more polite than can and may I. So look at here. Examples. Could I read your newspaper? Of course you can. Could I read your newspaper is more polite. Can I read your newspaper? It's correct. But here, if you want to ask more politely, that time you have to use could. Could I use your phone? Certainly you can. So here, when you want to ask permission very polite way, that time you have to use could. So could is used for the polite permission. For example, excuse me, could I just say something to you? So here, polite permission. That time you have to use could. Earlier what we have learned for could we can use for the ability in the past. For example, when I was younger, I could run fast. Now I become elder, so might be I cannot. So here for the ability, could, remember everybody that could we can use for the ability in the past, for the polite permission. So here we learned both two things for could. Could first for the ability in the past and for the polite permission. And can we can use for the ability also, for the permission also, and for the possibility also. Now look at the note here. When we give permission, we use can or may, but not could. When we give permission, yes, students here, don't be confused. Here is written when we give permission, not take permission. When we give permission, we use can or may, but not could. Look at the above examples. Again, we cannot say, of course you could. Certainly you could. Yes, in this above, look at here. Could I read your newspaper? Take permission. Here, you are taking permission. Could I read your newspaper? Could I take your pen? Could I use your mobile phone? Could I use your pencil? So here you are taking permission. That's why could is used. But if you are giving permission, that time of course you cannot, of course you could. So here can you have to use, not could. When you give permission, that time you have to use can or may. When you take permission, that time you have to use could. Here you cannot say, certainly you could. It's a wrong one. Certainly you can. So students, I hope that it's very clear for you. Once again, I say you that can, you have to use for the ability to able to do something, to know how to do something. Could we can use for the ability also, but the ability in the past. And could is more polite than can and may. So for the permission also we can use could. After may and can, both we can use for the permission. And may is rather formal, may is more polite than can. But when you are talking about could, then could is more polite form than can and may both. So I hope students it's very clear for you the use of can, may and could. Some another use we can see in the same page. Look at everybody. We use may, might and could to say that something is possible. Here possibility. Another use of may, might and could. Now look at here, may and could we have learned for the permission, but could is more polite than may. Now another use, here we have to use another modal auxiliary, that is might. Now we use may, might and could to say something is possible. So here you have to remember these also. Something is possible. We can use them for the present or future. Now look at here. Don't just confuse here that could only we can use for the past. Here when something is possible, when possibility is there, that time you can use them. That means may, might and could. You can use this may, might and could for the present also and for the future. Look at here, could is not for the past. When you are saying about the ability in the past, that time only you have to use could. When you are talking about the possibility, that time when something is possible, that time you have to use may, might and could, but for the present possibility and for the future possibility. I hope, dear students, you are very clear and you are not getting any confusion for understanding it. Now look at the example. I may go to Nagpur next week. Here possibility that I may go. Here possibility is there that I may go to Nagpur next week. She might be at home now. Means, yeah, I'm not sure, but possibility that she might be at home. I'm not sure that she is at home, but she might be at home. Here's some possibility. She might be not also at home. There is a doorbell. It could be Robert. Here possibility, the doorbell is there, but it could be Robert. Now look at the next. Might is a little less sure than may. Could is less sure than may or might. Might is a little less sure than may. If we are more sure, we can use may. I may go to Nagpur next week. Here also possibility, not 100% surety. But when you're less sure than may, that time you have to use might. If you are thinking 25% surety, if possibility, so you can use might. If 50%, you can use may. Could is less sure than may or might. So here, could is used. You can say that could is for the less than might also and may also. So if we are very near to surety, it's not 100% but very near to 100%, that time first you have to use may. I may go to Mumbai tomorrow. So here when you are very sure that this happened, not 100%, but very near to 100%. That time you have to use may. After, then also, some possibilities there, but little sure. That time you have to use might. And if very, very less surety is there, possibility is there, so that time you have to use could. So here, these three, may, might and could, we can use for the possibilities. But how to use it? Step by step you have to go. It's not like this that you can use anything. Yeah, it may be right, but your concept, if you want to clear your concept, you have to understand. May, if we are very near to surety. This is also used for the possibilities only. But when you are very near to this possibility, you are very near to 100%, that time you have to use may. If you are less near to that, you have to use might. And if you are like 25%, possibility is there. So for that, in last we have to use could. So I hope students it's very clear to you. Now look at the next one. We often use can or could when we ask someone to do something. Could is more polite than can. Now look at here. Earlier what we have seen on page number 64, can and could we can use for the ability. What's our ability to do something? What we know about something, how to do something. Only can we can use for know how to do something. For the ability, could is also we can use for the ability, but in the past. But now another use of can and could, that we ask someone to do something. Could is more polite than can. When you are asking someone to do something for yourself, you want someone's help. So that time you have to use can and could, but could is more polite than can. Now look at the example. Can you do me a favor? You want someone's help, and that time you ask that, can you do me a favor? Can you help me? In place of these, it's a very good sentence. Can you do me a favor? Could you lend me some money, please? Yes, look at here. You want money from someone. That time you use more polite word could. Could you lend me some money, please? And after it's used please. So it's saying that you are asking the person very politely. Could you give me a lift to the station? Very polite word. You want someone's help. So here you can use could rather than can. Students, are you getting everybody? If you have any doubts, please write in the comment box, and inshallah, I try to solve it very quickly. I hope that if you understand if you listen very carefully, so definitely you will understand easily. Now look at the next point. Could and might refer to past tense. Definitely, could is a past form of can, might is a past form of may. It refers to past time. Now look at your example. She said that I could or might sit down. She said that I could sit down. She said that I might sit down. It's used for past tense. Now look at here, said. Said is saying about the past tense. He told us that he might go to Nagpur next week. Students, I hope that you are getting this sentence, that it's in a indirect speech, direct indirect speech. Now someone told you that he might go to Nagpur next week. So here, told is also referred to the past form that someone said to you before you say it to another person. Might go to Nagpur next week. Maybe the person said that I may go to Nagpur next week. I may go to Nagpur next week. Now you are telling the same sentence of that person to someone else. So that time you can say that he told us that he might, in place of I may, he might go to Nagpur next week. So students, I hope that you are very clear about this. Once again, I say you one by one. Can, we can use for to be able to, for the ability to know how to do something. Can also we can use for the permission. Now look at, please listen it carefully. I say one by one how to use can, could, may and might. Number one, can. Can we can use for able to do something or to know how to do something. Can we can use for the permission also. Can we can use for the to ask someone to do something also. After we'll see about the could. Now could we can use for the ability, but the ability in the past. Then another use of could we can use for the more polite permission. Permission but more politely. Then another could we can use for the possibility also. And could we can use when we ask someone to do something. The next may. May we can use for the permission. More polite permission than can. May we can use when something is possible to do. When you are very sure but not 100% sure, that time you have to use may. After might. Might is a past form of may, which also used for the possibility. Then might we can use for the past time. When you are talking something which happened in the past, that time you have to use the past form of may, might. These all are the use of can, could, may and might. So students, I hope that you are very clear about it. Don't forget to give me answer of page number 64. 4 pictures given there and 4 sentences there. So please give the answers of that, fill in the blanks. Write in the comment box. Now we'll see the next thing. Now look at here students. Here you have one exercise, exercise number A, which is also on page number 65. Look at here. Rewrite these sentences using can, could, may or might. Now here you have to use this can, could, may or might, anything according to this sentence. Now look at the first sentence. You are allowed to stay out till 10:30 p.m. Look at the next. I was able to climb the mountain when I was young. Perhaps he is at the club. Number 4. Do you allow me to use the umbrella for a few minutes? Number 5. It's possible that she is Rekha's sister. Pratap is able to swim across the river. Now look at the first. You are allowed to stay out till 10:30 p.m. Allowed. We have already seen where to use can, could, may and might. So here you are allowed to stay. You already, someone give you permission. Someone already give you permission to stay out till 10:30 p.m. Allowed to stay. Means someone already give you permission. So for that, what we have to use? When someone, now look at here, allowed to. Allowed to means someone already have given you permission to do something. Someone said you already, someone given you permission to stay out till 10:30 p.m. So students, here you have to write can or may. Both are correct. You can or may stay out till 10:30 p.m. So what's the sentence here? You can or may stay out till 10:30 p.m. So students, you can copy in your textbook page number 65, exercise number A. Now look at the next sentence. I was able to climb the mountain when I was young. Was able to. Was is showing you past tense. I was young is showing you past tense. When you are able to do something in the past, for that what you have to use? You have to use could. So here what will come? Was able to first. Underline was able to. And in place of was able to climb, you have to use could. So here I could climb the mountain when I was young. I could climb the mountain when I was young. I hope you all are very clear. Now look at the next sentence, third one. Perhaps he is at the club. Now look at here, perhaps. He is at the club. Now perhaps means not very sure. And for that we have seen that we can use may also, might also and could also. So here first underline the word perhaps. Because in place of perhaps only we have to use these modal verbs. So first he, H capital. After he, you have to write might. Might is also correct. Then may also correct. And could is also correct. So when some surety there, we can use might also, may also and could also. So here you have to write he might at the club. He might. Now look at here, is given you. Is at the club. So here is will not come with the modal auxiliaries. So after could, you have to use be. Be form. Is a be form, to be form only. So here you have to write he might be at the club, he may be at the club, or he could be at the club. Now look at fourth number. Do you allow me to use your umbrella for a few minutes? Do you allow me? Here you are taking permission of someone. When you are taking permission, that time what you have to use? Can, may or could. Very polite word. Can, may or could. So here, now it's a question mark. So definitely your sentence start. Do you allow me? So here, underline do you allow. Then in place of do, you have to use can or may or might, could. After, look at here me. So here in place of me, you have to use I. Can I use your umbrella for a minute? May I use your umbrella for a minute, for a few minutes? Could I use your umbrella for a few minutes? And last, you have to put a question mark. Now look at the fifth one. It is possible that she is Rekha's sister. Once again, possibility. Possibility means what you have to use? Could, may or might. So here, first you have to underline this all. It is possible that. Now you have to use she first. She could, may or might. After, once again, is. So what you have to write? Be. She could be Rekha's sister. She may be Rekha's sister. She might be Rekha's sister. Now look at the last sentence. Pratap is able to swim across the river. Pratap is able to swim across the river. Now here, past tense is not mentioned, so you can use can. Pratap is able to swim across the river. Here, ability, so you can write can. Pratap can swim across the river. So students, I hope that you understood it very easily. Try to understand it. Copy these all answers in your textbook. Exercise number A, which is given on page number 65. Still you have any doubts, you can write in the comment box. In the next video, we'll see the next part of this lesson. Till that, take care, have a nice day.